Fab. So for YouTube, we've just said welcome to you. For Instagram, welcome. It's been a very long time since we have done an Instagram live. So nice to see you here. And what we're talking about today is how to stop impulsive spending. It's something that lots of us have an issue with for different types of spending at different times of year, different times of month, like lots of issues around spending. And it's just really important to normalize it and say that you're not on your own. So we're going to be walking through it. There are some other live streams that we've done in January that are recorded on YouTube. Head over there and have a quick look. But I've set a timer. We're going to stick to it. We're going to run through these 4 things. But in the meantime, if you want to ask any questions, go for it, because we're going to be doing way more of these and like make sure that we're helping you with the content that you want. So firstly, impulsive spending. So firstly, I think it's really important to think around why you might do it and whether you get like a dopamine hit from spending. I know I do. It's the same as grabbing a treat from the shop or an impulsive. I've got much better at it over the years, but that kind of like initial joy, is it to cover up something that you're sad about? Is it to get excited about something and reward yourself? Or, and is it a habit? And so having a little think about why you might do it is really, really important to do. But we have 4-ish, and then the 5th one is just like a golden financial rule. 5 ways that you can stop impulsive spending. So the first one is the 48-hour rule. So this is about small purchases, not big purchases, small purchases that you have that come up in your brain that you want to buy, and you sit on them. So you don't make the purchase immediately. You sit there and think, okay, let me like write it down on a notes page on your phone, and just come away from it. It's different if you need it in an emergency, but if it's a dress, might not be an emergency. Like forward planning helps, but something that you're really, really passionate about, whether it's something that you've seen on TikTok or Instagram, something that you've seen in the paper, something that a friend's told you to get, just write it down on a list and like set a reminder for 48 hours time in your calendar and revisit it. Because what you've done is you remove the impulsivity. You've not removed the spending, especially if you buy it, but you've removed that impulsivity, which is the thing that is less helpful, because sometimes when we're impulsive, it doesn't lead to value. It's just kind of a feeling or an emotion. It's not something tangible. So that's a really good tip. Lots of our users have actually really benefited from the 48-hour rule. Another one, it's a little controversial, a no spend challenge or a no spend day. And lots of people have got views on this, and I love the trend on TikTok for like low spend months, not necessarily no spend, because it's not about spending less practically. It's about the impulsivity. It's about, I've got to the end of the month and I've spent stuff and I don't know why I've spent this stuff. And so having a no spend challenge gets your dopamine going in a different space, which is, can I have a no spend day? Can I just spend what's in the budget? And so a no spend challenge, have a little look on our TikTok. We've got loads of stuff on TikTok and Instagram on no spend challenges, but you can set your own rules. And if you set your budget, which is like, I travel and I eat, hopefully, and I have water and I have some, planned, so when they do a challenge, they have planned entertainment and planned nights out and stuff. Outside of that, you don't spend. And it's to teach you about this impulsivity, and actually to get joy in a different thing, which is not doing it. Like, you reward yourself, you tick it off. So 48-hour rule and no spend days, or like an overall month challenge or low spend, is really, really helpful. Another tip is prioritizing your money goals. And so this is where the budget comes in, because sometimes we have these like lofty goals that we want to achieve, and that's great. And then we have our budget over here. And sometimes we kind of just pick an amount to put aside into our savings. And obviously the financial budgeting method is to have like a P&L, and to make sure that what comes in and what goes out and what's left over gets put towards your goals. The bigger that amount at the bottom, the bigger that excess, the more quickly you can hit your goals. And so impulse spending on things that don't bring us joy and value steal from our excess. Like, if you spend 20, 30 quid a week on impulsive spending, and it's probably way more, by the way, in today's day, that doesn't buy much, but if you spend like over £100 a month on impulsive spending that didn't genuinely bring you joy, that wasn't something planned for, that wasn't something that was important, it's very easy for that to then slow down your progress on your money goals. And so by making sure, this is a financial way, but connecting your budget to your goals is really important, because it helps you to decide what's more important. It helps you to say, no, actually, I want to get to that goal more quickly, so I will not spend. I will not make that decision because it's going to be to the detriment of my goal. And so being mindful about that your spending directly impacts the pace at which you can hit that goal is quite important. Number 4, we're going to do 5 today, but number 4 is creating friction. And you can do this in lots of different ways, okay? So this is about not making it really easy to impulsive spend. So this could be unsubscribing from emails in your inbox, especially if you are a sucker for a discount code like we all are, or a referral code or whatever. Avoiding things like TikTok shop if you can. Like I love TikTok, but I will whack through and I will skip any TikTok shop. I will never be seen on a TikTok shop. And so I've not, and I keep being promoted ring lights and stuff. I will just always skip really quickly. But that's taken me a long time to get there. What other things are you being influenced by? Is it being influenced by influencers on Instagram, or other things? So there's where are you being influenced to buy these things from? Then in the process of buying, creating friction, like, oh, I don't have, bank details in TikTok shop. I don't have Amazon Prime one-click spending. Creating friction in the purchasing process, which makes it a bit of a faff, can really help us go, okay, I've lost my momentum. This is not as impulsive as I thought it was going to be. And so that's another way that you can kind of cut ties financially and like make it slicker, and also like marketing wise. Sophie, hello Sophie, I hope you're well. And January is the month to unsubscribe. Do you know what? Sometimes my money minute, so I just take a money minute every day, which is to do 60 seconds on something that helps me financially, and it's usually with a cup of tea, because kind of the two are a habit thing for me. And Sophie, what I do sometimes is spend a minute unsubscribing. A lot of, especially if you think about November and Black Friday and December, you want the deals, you sign up for things, it's great, you want to take advantage of it, but you don't want to be triggered later in the year. If there's the saving that you get is not worth the extra spending that you don't need. So yeah, that's a great idea. January is the month to unsubscribe, and I like to do it like a few at a time. So that's creating friction. So we've got 48-hour rule, no spend days or challenges, or low spend days or challenges. Really have a look on TikTok, a couple of searches, and you'll be on that For You page. Prioritizing money goals, creating friction, and the last one is really important. It's permission to spend. And this comes right back down to financial principles, which is not necessarily frugality. That depends on the stage that you're at and how intense you want to go. But what happens is, if we don't put fun money in the budget, if we don't put beauty, clothes, travel, coffees, dinner with friends, random, like I love the different random categories that people have. If we don't put that in, it means that we don't have permission to do it. It feels a bit naughty. It feels like that. It feels not allowed. And so when we do it, you kind of get that adrenaline rush. And so it's suddenly not as exciting when you have a shopping budget or a fashion budget or a TikTok budget. Even if you have it, then you it's really weird. You over consider your purchase, whereas previously you may have just gone buy. So a big tip is, if you're going to spend it, and if you want to spend it, put it in the budget. Don't pretend it's not going to be there. And honestly, that's a game changer, because so many people will not share this with you. People will want you to be extra frugal and not spend, but actually permission to spend takes away that desperation and urgency. You could probably combine it with a 48-hour rule, which is, I have it in the budget, but I'm going to sleep on it. And then, you get to the point where you're going to be able to really be in control of your money, as so many of you are, and you share with us every single day, and, not part with your money unnecessarily. So those are the 5. 4.55. The 5 is the overarching one. And I stuck to time, because last time, what was it, Thursday, we did like an hour, I think, all together on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm just going to move my screen in case anyone has asked anything on YouTube, because I've been all in on the Instagram page. Hi, Lucy. Hi. Kenneth got the notification for this live right before they were looking at a new pair of Birkenstocks. I have a lot of time for Birkenstocks. I appreciate it. And it's the same thing. It's like, let's not be frugal about this. If we want stuff, we'll get it, but not just because we've just been influenced. If you look at that same pair of shoes over and over and over again, they're meant for you. And as long as you're not putting your budget at risk by getting them, then you should get them. Lucy, no spend February. Here I come in need of a spending reset. I appreciate no spend February. So maybe I'm going to join you and we kind of have a plan for what events, like what's allowed and what isn't, and just have that space and have that fun and make sure that we can hit those spending ticks of things that we do plan for. But otherwise, everything else goes towards our goal. So I think that's a good idea. Still got 4 minutes left if anyone has any questions that they want to ask. Apart from the fact that there's an Aberdeen shirt here, you can't really see it on Instagram. But we get a lot of questions on it. It's bigger on YouTube. My husband works in football and we got given it, and we're very pro Scottish, obviously, but we're not fans. So apologies if you're distracted with that. I feel like that might be it. But guys, it was so good to share this. Any questions, drop them into our DMs and we're here. And also in the app, in the community, it's on fire. Come there. And Oliver, I'm going to get my wife to watch this back. Amazing tips. Thank you so much. And you and her are more than welcome in our club, and which is allowed spending, but planned for. No shade here. Right, everyone, have a great evening. And again, DM if you need any help. I will start one at a time.